Hey, welcome back to the GX channel. Today we are going to hit the GX460 where it's going to hurt. Correction, where it can get hurt. When was the last time you guys crawled underneath your front end to take a look? There is a huge gap. Now, if you guys come along with me, you are going to see exactly what I am taking a look at right underneath this huge, wide opening. My exposed radiator, and if you take a look right up there, that is my transmission cooler, all exposed to the elements. So I reached out to a guy named Brad from a company called Volt and Vessel. I asked Brad, hey, can you give me something badass that's gonna solve my problem? Brad replies, I sure can, Bob. I got one right for you, but it's got a minor blemish and I'm not gonna give that one to you. Can you wait a day or two? My guys will fix you up a brand new one. Get the fuck out of here, Brad. That skid plate's gonna get scratched up anyways. But Brad insists he does not want to send anything out unless it's perfect. Thanks, Brad. I think Brad is trying to tell us this product is not fabbed and welded by a 12-year-old in Cambodia. I'm just excited as you guys to see what's inside this box here. I'm opening this up for the very first time, folks, so bear with me. Look at this. Holy smokes. Oh, this is a thing of beauty. Look at that, huh? All right. What else we got in here? That's everything that comes in the packet. Let's see what else is in here. And we have a set of instructions. Cool. I will give you guys a screen print of this at the end of the video if you guys are interested in taking a look at it before you purchase it. We are going to have to take off this bottom lip spoiler right here. This bottom lip spoiler right here is held on by a few tabs that is very, very easy to take off. So if you guys take a look, this is your lip spoiler right here. We are going to be removing this from the rest of the bumper, and they're just held on by these white tabs. At each tab, you're going to have a little tab right here that sticks up that prevents it from going through this loop. You're going to push down on this tab and pull on the head of the tab out, just like this, and it comes out fairly easily. We call this the pull-out method. Push down on the tab and pull out. Do it for the rest here. Now that all the tabs came out, this just falls right off. Next, we are going to have these three brackets that we're going to have to remove. And to remove them, if you go behind the brackets, they are held on by rivets. We're going to either drill out or shave off. There's 3 here, there's 2 here, and there's 3 there. In order to remove those rivets, we're going to have to shave off those rivet heads. It helps if you have the right tools in your garage to do the job. I have my handy dandy snap-on 3-inch cutoff wheel that can cut through a Walmart cheesecake in less than 10 minutes. If you're wondering why my snap-on says Bauer, it's because my neighbors on both sides of my fence are not doing so well financially. So I went into my garage, took all of my snap-on tools and grinded off the name and repainted them with the name Bauer, just so nobody thinks about borrowing money from me. Make sure you wear safety glasses. This is what 3 brackets look like at the end. All rivets were shaved off. All right, guys, this is the layout right here. Skid plate, here's the front of the vehicle, the rear of the vehicle. The V is going to be on the driver's side. Okay, you're going to see these 3 holes. Those 3 holes each are going to get these M8 bolts that Volt & Vessel provides you in the kit. Also comes with the nut insert that's going to go inside of the hole that you're going to drill inside the substructure. Okay, there's going to be 3 of them. There's your 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now that we're done with the front of the vehicle, in the rear of the vehicle right here, you're going to do the exact same thing with this middle hole that you did with those top 3. It is also going to get an M8 with a nut insert. Okay, but here's the thing, guys. In the corner rear right there, it's going to get M6 bolts, and these already have holes inside your substructure. So these 2 in the corner are going to be your easiest. All you have to do is just screw it in. No hole drilling whatsoever. Remember the M6 bolts I was talking to you guys about in the corner rear? One goes right here inside this OEM hole, and one goes right here inside this OEM hole. Make sure you screw it in, a couple of threads to make sure it's going in. Make sure your threads are not messed up or rusted. They go in fine. I'm going to go ahead and remove them. I'm going to put up my skid plate extension here. Line up the holes down here. Perfect. Same thing with this hole over here. I'm going to screw it all the way in by hand, guys. So this shield right here lays flat against your upper support right here. There you go. Now if I let go and I take a look back, it's going to look like that. The upper lip of your skid plate extension is going to lay flat against your bumper support right here. So this is where we are going to move it around a little bit. There's not that much play, guys, so don't worry about making it centered or anything. Look at the play. That's about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this flat against my bumper. I'm going to grab like some colored, I don't know, a silver liner or something, and make my holes right here. Once I make my 3 holes up here with my colored pencil and 1 hole right here, I can go ahead and remove the skid plate extension and start drilling. So I was able to find a silver Sharpie. I'm going to lay this flat and I'm going to make my mark here. Perfect. Looks good. Looks good. Okay, now we can go ahead and remove our M6 bolts here. So it looks like those holes that I needed to drill out has to be about 7/16 or close to 1/2 inch. I'm going to go ahead and start off with a 1/28 thousandths, something small to get my hole going, and it's also easier to drill smaller hole first. I'm going to go ahead and center this thing right here. I'm going to lay it underneath my vehicle, start drilling. I'm going to go ahead and go in with the unibit now. Go down here to the center hole. Now I'm going to go up to 1/2 inch. I put a tape right here just so it could give me a marker on where to stop. Okay guys, I'm going to grab an M8 insert right here. I'm going to place it in the center and I'm going to put my skid plate up here. I'm going to grab my rivet tool and I'm going to go ahead and start screwing it in. once it's screwed in, I'm going to go ahead and grab my M6 and screw it into the OEM holes here. To help it support the center hole, I'm going to grab the other M6, screw it into the OEM hole. This is going to help support the bottom while I do the top. There you go. Since you got a little bit of space here, you can go ahead and grab the rest of these M8 inserts and go ahead and place it inside the holes in here. See how the skid plate will hold it in place without it falling out. Do it for all three. There, all three are placed inside their respective holes using the skid plate as a holder. Okay, so how this, let me go ahead and take this back out. Okay, so how this rivet tool works is it has a little nut in here and it has a threaded bolt. You put the nut through here and you screw it through the other side, which is your nut plate insert. And right here is where, when you tighten while holding down this nut right here, while you tighten, it's going to mushroom the insert that's on the other side. Okay, let's go ahead and hold this with a 14 millimeter. With 14 millimeter right here. There you go. Now I can go ahead and remove this. I just tightened it. Now I can go ahead and remove it. And that nut insert is stuck in there. So what I can go ahead and do is I can go ahead and grab my M8 right here and go ahead and screw it in by hand. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and do the same for these top three. I'm going to go ahead and do the center one first. Let's put in an M8. $10mm. Alright guys, before we slap on our bumper and call it a day, we're going to have to go back and torque all of our bolts. The M8s are going to be hit at 30 foot-pounds. The M6s are going to be hit at 20 foot-pounds. Luckily, I have my awesome family of torque wrenches ready to go. My Lexivon 1/4 inch, my Lexivon 3/8 drive, and my most beautiful asset of all is my 1/2 inch Lexivon. I love this baby because I want you guys to do a comparison. Grab the torque wrench out of your garage and compare it with mine. Does your torque wrench have a certificate of calibration laser etched on your torque wrench at all? Does your torque wrench have an ergonomic handle? Does your torque wrench, especially the 1/2 inch one, go all the way down to 30 foot-pounds and go all the way up to 210 pounds? Does your torque wrench torque in both directions, righty-tighty and lefty-loosey? This is why I love this beauty. I'm going to give you one more thing about this thing. This right here, if you go to your torque wrench and you try to adjust it to the correct numerical value, you're going to have to find that line that lands on the number you're looking for. And sometimes that line is all old, rusted, and etched out. And sometimes you need to put on your glasses to see that line because it's so small. These numeric values right here is bright yellow on a black background. Very easy on the eyes, and check this out. If you were to find your numeric value and turn this, it's going to click at each increment. Do you hear that? I know it's going to land on a number instead of what I think it landed on. All right, Lexivon links for my torque wrenches are at the bottom of this video if you guys are interested in picking up your 1/4 inch, your 3/8 drive, and your 1/2 inch drive. I like to keep all of the same name brand. If you are OCD, I don't like mixing things up either. Okay, so let's go ahead and check this out. Go ahead and put back the bumper. I don't think you need to see me put on the bumper, but let's check it out with the bumper on. So what do you guys think? Pretty badass, right? Not only does this skid plate extension protect the underbelly from rocks and gravel flying up to the radiator and the condenser and the transmission cooler, it's also aesthetically appealing. When I removed this bottom lid spoiler, gave us a little more clearance, now the front end of the GX just looks badass. If you guys like what you see, go ahead and support my guy Brad. American guy, making American products for our beloved GX460. All links are below this video. Peace out, guys.